Dorothea Puente looked like a sweet old lady, but looks can be deceiving. In fact, she was a serial killer. Between 1982 and 1988, the elderly and disabled people living in her boarding house had no idea that she was poisoning and strangling some of the people there, even cashing some of the Social Security checks. This is the terrifying story of Dorothea Puente, the dead house landlady. Dorothea Helen Gray was born on January 9, 1929, in Redlands, California. She became an orphan after both of her parents passed at a young age. Puente started living on her own when she was 16 and tried to make a living as a prostitute, but met a guy by the name of Fred McFall in 1945 who she ended up marrying. The marriage was very brief, only lasting 3 years. After 3 unsuccessful marriages, she decided to open a boarding house in 1970. Social workers around the time looked up to Dorothea Puente's boarding house with admiration. She had a reputation for taking very tough cases, recovering alcoholics, drug addicts, and mentally ill people. In 1980, she lost her first boarding house after she was caught signing benefit checks, drugging her tenants, and stealing their valuables. By 1982, Puente was sent to prison for her crimes. She was released just 3 years later. Although a state psychologist diagnosed her as a schizophrenic, she received no help. Puente opened up her second boarding house and quickly got in her old ways back again. In April of 1982, a 61-year-old woman named Ruth Monroe moved in Dorothea Puente's house. Soon after, Monroe died from an overdose of codeine and acetaminophen. She told police she committed suicide. It wasn't until 1988 that suspicions first arose about Puente after one of her tenants, 52-year-old Alvaro Montoya, went missing. It turns out that another lady by the name of Judy Moise reported her missing. It is here that she was questioned by authorities. After searching her house, 7 bodies were found in her backyard. Puente was able to escape to Los Angeles, but was recognized by a man at a bar. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, but she died in prison for natural causes at the age of 82 on March the 27th, 2011.